Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back with you for this week's old school interview. And such a delight to have here with me a two-time Survivor great, a favorite of yours and mine. Please welcome Ami Cusack. Amy, how are you?
Oh, you're too kind. I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. This is an absolute pleasure and an honor. So thank
Yes,
you.
thank you, Amy. And if you're just listening to the podcast, that the words are not doing justice to the picture, that what a picturesque background that Amy has set up here. And the sun is catching her just perfect. And you look like you just stepped out of Survivor Vanuatu.
Oh, well, hopefully I'm a little cleaner than that and smell better. But yeah,
Maybe just like coming out of did you take a bath? Which season was it that you got to take a shower?
we got to take a reward. Actually, both of them I got to take a shower. But Vanuatu, we got like the plush as luxurious smell good shower.
Yeah, when they
That
had
was the one.
sponsors and things like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Well, Amy, so glad that you have kept up with Survivor into the new era, and we'll talk about everything that's going on in episode two and everywhere else that we go. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. It's been an interesting year. Sadly, I lost my dad this year, but
Yep.
it's been really beautiful to have my friends have been showing up and my past castmates have been really supportive. It's a really big show of who the people are in your life that really care about you and support you. So it's been an interesting year and I'm thankful for all the gorgeous people in my life.
Yeah, really sorry to hear about all that,
Thank you.
and all the best to you and your family. And it's really great to catch up with you. I think we got to do a podcast one time way back when with T-Bird, and I'm glad that we got to catch up now. I remember, I don't know if I told you the last time we talked, that the thing that I remember the most about you is when I met you at the Survivor Vanuatu finale, and I was just so blown away by that you had such a, as to use a word that they use on Survivor now, such an aura. As like, wow, what a superstar. What a
Aw,
star in the person in the flesh.
stop it.
No, it
You're
really
gonna make
was.
me cry,
I remember what
seriously.
you were wearing a green dress to the finale, right?
Yep,
Yeah. And
yep.
you look like you like stepped out of a movie.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I just felt great. I mean, I guess it's an attitude towards life. It's just, God, just you gotta love it. No matter how tough things get, no matter what's going on, you just gotta be thankful for every day. And I think that's part of being who I am. You just gotta be super stoked on waking up each day and say yes to everything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, even saying yes to coming on this podcast. So appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's an honor. It really is. And I don't know, no, you don't know this, but I never saw Survivor before I did it. I just watched one whole season in one night before I actually did Survivor. And so I've gone back recently and watched the first um 8 seasons
Okay.
and I got to watch you play,
How
which
was
was
that
really
journey?
fun. It's been great. I'm getting to know all the players. I wish I would have written notes because I want to remember everything, but you definitely stood out as a very memorable player,
Thank you.
and it was really fun watching you.
Okay. Well, your season was a men versus women season, which was a follow-up to the men versus women season that I played in, but it went a lot different than the men versus women season that I played in.
Yes, it definitely did. Definitely did. I think our women were pretty stoked to stay together. There wasn't as much, I think, flirting and going on, and the boys like, I want to be with the girls. You were like, I'd like to hang out with the ladies.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe it was that the guys were just too tempting on Survivor the Amazon. That's maybe what that the women couldn't resist. We didn't have the Fat Five.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
No.
Yeah.
It was like cast with like they've like tried to find like where are the like the horniest people we can find to put them on the show.
Totally. I was dying laughing. I was like, oh my God, Rob, I never thought you were that good. guy, but you are totally that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Yep.
was all through casting of like, this is the guy who like really wants to get a date but can't get one. I mean, it was nothing, had nothing to do with like that I knew the show or anything like that. Like, they put me on the show because of that. I would talk about that. Okay, well, if you put me on a show with these people, maybe someone will date me.
And look at you now. You've got the hottest wife ever. You're like aging with beautiful grace. You're this handsome man. And ah, so long ago, you were just a boy back then.
Just how we all drew up the plan way back when. But listen, enough about me. We're not here to talk about me, Amy. Okay. I would love to hear from you in terms of, because you never know when you talk to people who played back when we did, in terms of like if they keep up with the show, how they're feeling about things. So I'm curious to know from you, or do you watch all of the seasons as we go along?
Well, there's a sky cam up there. Um, I can't watch all the seasons because when I'm in New Zealand, I am off grid. So I don't
Ah,
have television. I don't have Wi-Fi. I don't like this whole Wi-Fi thing is beyond me. I like being out in wilderness, growing my own food, all that. So only when I'm in the States do I get to watch. And sometimes I get to like catch up when I go to friends' houses and stuff when I'm in New Zealand. So it's such a treat for me to be able to watch Survivor while I'm here. And I was lucky this season to hook up with Steven. I just sent him a message on Instagram. I'm like, hey, where are you going to watch the show? You're going to have a party. And he had a premiere
Stephen
party
from
downtown Denver.
Survivor
And
49. Yes. Okay. Because you say Steven, I
yes,
think
yes,
Fishback. Okay.
yes.
So, yes, got it. Stephen Ram.
No, yes, I love Fishback. But no, Steven. And I was nervous about meeting him. I'm like, oh, he looks like a snotty yacht going
Poor
polo
man's
train.
Ryan
I'm
Reynolds.
not sure if I'm gonna. Yeah, exactly. But I met him, and the first thing I noticed was his nails were polished, and I was like, with color, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna get along with you fine. And we just like hit it off straight away. I got to watch the premiere on a huge giant screen with him and all of his friends. So I dove in deep, straight first episode, loving it. And then yeah, I plan to watch every episode I can until I go back to New
Okay.
Zealand.
And then
And I'm
how
loving it.
much how much of the new era have you caught up with since you've been in the US on the grid? Have you watched any of the older seasons, or are you just jumping right into 49?
Well, no, I started watching, like I said, I watched the first 9 seasons. I got to my season and I just couldn't
No,
watch
I mean
anymore. I was
in
like,
terms of like the new
the new, right?
Survivor. Yeah.
But I did watch all of 48.
Okay.
So all of 48, I was totally dialed into, really excited about, super sad about Stephanie getting voted off first, but loving Kyle, loving, like loved it. I enjoyed it so much. So when
Yeah.
49 came out, I was really excited about it.
How do you feel about the direction the show has gone here in the new era as somebody? Because, I had been talking about this a lot recently, Amy, because that they talk about it's the new era and we're like the game is new and we're reimagining everything. But when you really think about it, that it's the Vanuatu of the new era. Like this is the ninth time that we're doing the new thing. But you could talk about your lived experience, but I don't think that people were talking about Vanuatu as, hey, there's this new show Survivor that's on that we're back. They didn't call Vanuatu the new, I mean, it was the post All Stars era, but it wasn't like a new show anymore.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's definitely different. Yeah, it's so different. I would rather play old school. Personally, old school is just where it's at. Not all the idols, not all the longer season. There's so much about it that I just loved so much more. Like somebody was saying, there's only 2 people over 40 on this season, which is sad. Like there should be a mixture. It's like all young people and yeah, it's just a completely different game. Completely different game. I think it would be interesting to play this game. I would love to be thrown into this game and see how it goes. I'm really excited for next season with all the old school players as well as the new school players just to see how it plays out. But Personally, I like the old school better, but maybe that's just because those were the days. So when I was young and wild and in the jungle,
Hmm.
it could just be that. But
Yeah.
I just appreciate the longer season. It seemed a lot harder. Like now you get medical assistance, which I blew out my knee and they're like, put a t-shirt on it, wrap it up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dr.
you,
Ado.
yeah,
Don't just rub some dirt on it. That's fine.
seriously. And now they like get bandages and stuff. I'm just like, well, that's not really Survivor. There's not doctors out in the jungle. I mean, there are, but we didn't get them unless
Hmm.
it was like death. So I don't know. Yeah, it's just I feel like it's a softer game.
Yes.
More strategy and more like deceit, but softer when it
Yeah.
comes to the actual game.
Yeah, it's interesting because when you frame it that way, and I never heard anybody talk about like, yeah, they have more doctors now. They get more medical attention than we used to get back in the day. But the game was like such a battle of wills. And, in your season, you gave, your word was your bond, and you had people who like, okay, basically like, that's it. We're going to stick together. And then the betrayals hurt so much more. Whereas now the game is so fast, and I don't think that you connect on the same level. And there's so many like gadgets and trinkets where it's not necessarily like you broke your word to me. It's like you played your thing on me. And so now I went home because you played a thing. So in a way, it is like, I think a gentler you still lose, but it's like you lost because you had a thing and I didn't, as opposed to you
Yeah.
broke your sworn oath to me.
Yeah, definitely. There's so many layers to it that really, and people say this all the time, but unless you play the game, you just can't get how many layers to the cake that there are, because there are. There's like the friendships that are formed, like when you are out there, and especially for 39 days. 39 days, there's like a point when you get to about 25, 26, 27 where you really start getting
Mhm.
hungry because we didn't get rice, we didn't get beans, we didn't get any like supplemental food. It starts breaking you down to another level. And once that starts happening, you rely on your friendships, you rely on your relationships. And I don't think the new age like really gets to get into that nitty gritty gross. Like Eliza looked like a walking skeleton with eyes popping out. It was bad, and we were sick, and it was intense. And I think they just don't get to that level. Like even Australian Survivor, they take it next level. Like I love that. Australian Survivor is amazing.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother level.
Were you able to keep up with the Australian Survivor versus the world?
Yes. I just didn't get to see the finale.
Okay.
That was
I
it. But
won't
oh my
spoil it
God. It
for
was,
you.
I think, well, no. I know who won.
Yeah.
I watched highlights. But I think it should have been called the Parvati Show
Hmm.
because it was like Parvati just owned it like a champion. Like, good job, girl.
Yeah.
She just owned it.
Do you have a relationship with Parvati? Because you both were on Micronesia together,
Yes.
but you weren't on the same side to start, and then you were on separate tribes. But when I think about like what she did, and really like the Black Widow Brigade is a lot like what you were doing in Vanuatu. I was curious is there like any sort of like connection there?
I think to be just blatantly honest, I think there was some jealousy there on my side from the beginning. I was like, that bitch. Like, how could she pull it off and I didn't? Damn it. But I think now I have a newfound respect for her that, of course, I love the girl. I really appreciate how she played and how she does it and how she just like beguiles you into trusting
Hmm.
everywhere because there is a sense about her where she makes you feel like you're her friend and she cares about you. Because I remember knowing I was going to get voted off, fans versus favorite. And I was like, lose. I was telling Parvati across, like, lose, vote off one of your fans. And she just didn't get the message. But why was I telling her that? Like, why wasn't I telling
Hmm.
Eliza that? But Eliza was scared to death anyways. But I felt like she was my friend and she would save me, which in reality, she was the first person Eliza and I wanted to vote out. So Why would she say? Yeah, no, she has a special way about her. I have a huge respect for her. And if I was to spend time with her now, I would definitely be her
No
friend.
doubt. And,
No
when
doubt.
I think about her career, when you played with her back in Micronesia, and really her calling card was that she had the flirt game. I really think that her evolution as a player has taken her more into the trajectory of like you as a player, where I think it's much more that all of the women are just fall under her spell and want to work with her.
Yeah, I love it. That's great. I mean, but why wouldn't they? It's so much more fun to play with the women because, well, the women when they're not flirting with the men. Once they start flirting with the men, then it's just like brains are gone.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, ladies. But when it's just like girl power together, it's so much fun and so exciting. And yeah, yeah, she's good at it. She's good at connecting the women, and that's something I love to do. So yeah, there's a little bit of congruency there, and yeah, I
Yeah.
love that game. I love
What
that
about
game.
Suri also? That is there a relationship with you and
I love
Suri?
Suri. I love Suri. She and I did a goodwill tour through Japan together, and we shared a lot of conversations while we were out hunting crab at sunrise, like really intense conversations. But I think that's also part of her gameplay. She shares deep stories of her life with you and lets you feel like you're special and you get to know her deeply. Like she has this beautiful way of just like pulling you in and sharing who she is. Like she'll tell you secrets, deep, dark secrets that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you're telling me this. And like rings you in. But we spent time in Japan together. I just think she's super cool lady. Love her. Tons of respect for her, for sure.
Okay. I want to go back to Survivor 49. And so
Yeah.
Steven, you had this connection with and you got to meet him in person. So are you very invested in what's going on that yellow tribe?
Definitely. I mean, I think the Yellow Tribe is amazing. Like I'm loving them. MC really surprised me this last episode. Really think she's just awesome. I would definitely want to play with her for sure. And Steven for sure. And Matt's an interesting guy. Like really, really enjoy watching him. So yeah, I mean, there's a few people I really like. Sage, she's really standing out to me. She's an interesting player, but I think she doesn't have she doesn't have a chance with Savannah there because Savannah is like, I want to be the queen bee. Savannah reminds me a lot of Parvati. Like there's
Yeah.
something about her, her looks especially. Like she'll just flash on the screen and it looks like Parv, and I'm just like, oh, interesting. But she's also smart, so she's interesting to watch. I'm having fun watching all of them. It's interesting getting to know them, and I feel like they did a really good job on the first episode letting us get to know the players. I really appreciated how they really spent that 2 hours is so important of getting to know the players, and I really enjoyed it.
What do you think about these smaller tribes that they have? It's always a tribe of six in the new era, as opposed to back in the old days, tribes of nine, tribes of 10. And so they end up having them all in smaller groups. How do you think that that changes things?
Well, it changes things quite a bit because once you come together, once you merge, like they dissect, and however the dynamics were in each tribe, it's just there's more options because sometimes there'll be a tribe that's super strong and like, no, we're not going to take anybody else, and or we'll take the stragglers, but we're going to stay super strong. Or there's like the other tribes that are disintegrating and they're going to scatter. Yeah, no, I think it's interesting. I wouldn't want to play that way, but I think it's interesting because if you're on a losing tribe and you lose consecutively, your tribe's gone. Like
Hmm.
six players down and you're done.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons to it both ways, but it's interesting to watch for sure.
How would you play the new era if you were on this group of six? Are you out there like really trying hard to put your four together, or do you want to feel the group out?
Well, I guess it all depends on who I'm playing with. I would have to get to know the players that are on. It's all about those tiny, tiny details, like literally watching eye movements, hand gestures. I just don't know how Annie did not know that she was like on the outs. Like how do you not know? I mean, it must have been not that obvious, but to know that they're all out there talking and you're sitting in camp by yourself, that's got to be a huge red flag. And I just don't get how she didn't see that. So I would have to know who I'm playing with. Like it would depend on who the people are in my tribe, how I would play. Um, like obviously you just want to win, so you don't have to worry about it. Just like keeping the positive vibes, keeping the team going, like waking up every day super pumped and super excited. Like that's a way to start the game for sure.
Mhm. We've been talking a lot this week about the idea of there always being a disaster tribe where there's one tribe where it just nothing is working and they keep losing and then they get their flint taken away and they get the machete taken away and they get the pot taken away and it just tends to snowball for some of these loser tribes. Do you like seeing one tribe really having a very hard time?
Well, I mean, I don't like it, but it makes for better TV for sure.
Hmm.
No, I don't like it because after playing, you could have been on that team. You could have been on that tribe. And so, no, I don't like it, but it makes better TV for sure. Because then you're like rooting for the underdog. Like, come on, pull it together. And when they do win, there's like this overwhelming joy of like, thank goodness, it must feel so good. Yeah, no, I don't like seeing anybody just constantly lose.
Do you think Blue is going to pull it together?
I don't know. Jake is such a tool. God bless him. I love the guy. The whole shoe thing. Like, why are you doing this to your tribe? You're already sucking. You're already losing. Why are you messing with their minds on top of it? Like, I don't know. That guy, God bless his little cotton socks. Yeah, I would not be messing with my tribe and trying to like get in their head while we're losing. Like,
Yeah.
just wouldn't be doing it. I would be like connecting my tribe and bringing them together and like giving them something to go off of and something to look forward to, not like, oh my gosh, am I going to have shoes? Am I going to have shoes? I don't know. The shoes just keep disappearing. Why are the shoes disappearing?
Do you feel like that's playing a part in why they're losing, that there's too much stuff going on there?
Yeah, definitely. Because they're playing a game within a game and it's not even time for that yet. Like they're already picking off who to get rid of before they've even lost and messing with each other's minds. And there's this jealousy triangle going on and it's just too much. It's just too much. They need to focus on being one and winning.
Yeah. You know, they play in an era now where there's a final three. And so Sophie has felt like, okay, I don't like that. I feel like the third wheel sometimes with this bromance that's going on. Do you feel like that she should be thinking about that, or is that not the right way she should look at that relationship
Well,
with
I think
Sophie
at
and
this
Jake and
point in
Alex?
time,
Yeah.
yeah, I think at this point in time, that's not something to be worried about. Like, get to the final six, get to the final 10, like, then start worrying about it. Now you've got your numbers. So just run with it until you get closer to the end. Right now is not the time to like get in there, get in between the two of them, have a hot threesome, like really bond with those two and keep that connection strong. Because with the jealousy, it just makes things worse.
Yeah.
Like it
But
just makes things,
I really think she's going to be okay,
yeah, go.
Sophie, especially with those two guys, especially if they get
Yeah,
to the merge. I feel like that then if there's a shot that comes towards the blue tribe, yeah, I know one of them could win immunity, but they'll vote out the other guy. I feel like that they'll look at like, hey, we need to break up the guys. And I think it's sort of for her, she wanted a meat shield. This is now like a double Big Mac.
definitely. I agree with you 100%. It makes so much sense. I think she's in the best position of that threesome. I think she's definitely in the best position of that because they're so similar. um that why wouldn't at the end one of them want to vote out the other? Who knows, but they are definitely a great shield for her and I think she shouldn't worry about it so much this early.
Amy, do you have any feelings on the journeys that the players go on where a boat comes and takes them away and they have to go play like a little game?
Yeah, I would not like to do that at all, like not at all. I would not, because being a bad liar, like if you get something then you have to tell everybody about it. I'm a shit liar, so having to like come back and I'd have to tell the truth. I wouldn't be good at lying about that. Um, yeah, no, I like just like old school. I like old school so much better where it's just like raw, like in your face, basic, real Survivor.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, the journeys are a definite no. But I mean, it could save you in the end. So who knows? If you play it right, it could save you in the end.
Jawan had to decide if he should take the advantage of trying to get an extra vote or take the tribe disadvantage. Did you have a feeling on what he should have done there?
Well, for his position, he definitely did the right thing.
Yeah.
He definitely did. I mean, they were talking about it afterwards, like, oh, well, we were going to vote him out, but now he's got a little bit longer. So now Sage is in trouble. I think he was the first vote that they were going to vote next. And because he did that, it gave him a little leg up. I don't know how long it's going to save him, but it gave him a little leg up.
Yeah, I agree with that because I feel like an extra vote isn't going to save Jawan at this point at the rate it's going.
Mm-mm, I agree.
Yeah. And Jawan also has to know that he's in trouble because he's out there looking for the idol. What did you think about his idea of taking his bag with him to go out and gather brush? Have you ever seen that before?
It wasn't even his bag.
And then he took Savannah,
It
and then he
was
realized it was Savannah's
Savannah's bag.
bag.
That's such a bad move. You don't empty someone else's bag out. That's like their only thing that they have that is theirs, and you empty it out and take it for a walkabout. Like, no, no, no. If you want to do it with your own bag, fine. Like, yes, great. Go collect twigs with your bag. Makes sense. But to take Savannah, oh my gosh, I was just like, seriously, that is not that no, not smart at all.
Amy, in that Red Tribe, also, we saw from Nate about how he was feeling like a little bit, he was not connecting with the group 100% in terms of like all of the vibes and the aura and
Fire.
fi that's fire. Yeah. Could you relate to Nate at all?
Well, I mean, where you got to get in where you fit in, you got to assimilate. You have to, of course, that would be like, oh my God, seriously? Can we use some other words? But that's the lingo. So, I mean, you have to go with the flow. Otherwise, you're gonna separate yourself on your own.
Hmm.
They don't have to do it. You're doing it by yourself. So,
Yeah.
yeah, he just needs to fit in.
Was there any of that generation gap in Vanuatu where I feel like that, you had there were the younger women and then there was like the, Scout and Twyla group and like were you like a bridge or a translator in any way between the, get here's what this, 2003 slang is?
No, I think there was a lot of trying to help Twyla and Scout understand. Like these are young girls that want to have fun and are here to like have a different experience than you and your grown-up minds. When I remember telling Twyla, like, let the girls braid your hair. Like just try it. Like be girly, relax a little bit, calm down a little bit. Like, yeah, there was definitely a little bit of that, but I mean, I just feel like that's life,
Hmm.
bridging the gap between the right and the left, the young and the old, the man and the woman. Like, I feel like that's kind of been always my place.
Yeah. And I think that Nate is doing a good job of like trying to fit in with that group, even though that's not his native language.
Yeah, totally. I feel like he's doing a great job. And I think you should take it as an honor. I remember Annie saying, like, don't say I'm your mom or don't say grandma or don't say it. It's like,
Hmm.
just take it as a compliment. However people can relate to you, just be like, thank you. At least you're relating to me and you're not like, I have got nothing in common with this person. I want nothing to do with them. It's like, if there's something that they can relate to you with, run with it.
Yeah.
Start treating them like your kid. Like, come here, babe. Let me just have a cuddle. Oh, you want help with that? Do you want, run with it? Why wouldn't
Yeah.
you? If there's a connection there, and not exploit it, but I mean,
No, that's
exploit
such a great
it.
point of like, okay, yeah, I only want to work with you on these terms. Like, you better not say it. I don't want to don't call me your mom. Like, be whatever he wants, right?
Anything. I'll be your bitch if you want. Like whatever it is. Like if I'm your sister, your grandma, whatever. I'll
Hmm.
play that. Let's do it. Let's take it all the way. Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you take a connection that someone sees in you and nourish that and nurture it and grow it instead of being like, no, I'm not that old. No, I don't want to do that. It's like, why not?
Right. So tell me from this group in this season, is there anybody else that you're really feeling?
Well, I've learned to like Savannah more and more. At first, I did not like her because it's funny because she reminded me of Parv, and then now I'm liking her more and more because she's a really smart, really good player. Sage, I really like. I'm loving Jason.
Yeah.
I'm loving Jason. He's so much fun. He's got such this interesting attitude towards things. And he's fun to watch. MC, I'm liking. Rizzo. How much do
The
you love
Riz God.
Rizzo?
Yeah.
How much do you love the
He's been
kid?
fun.
He has been fun, and watching him win was just so refreshing. It was like the comeback kid.
Yeah.
That was really great. And of course, Steven. I'm gonna root for Steven, my homeboy.
Yeah.
Oh, and I wanted to bring something else up because I
Please.
did an interview with Survivor Now, and they were asking me about the idols, and I was like, "Oh, these idols! I can't believe it's a man and a woman, and they're making the woman be second." Well, on this episode they gave the queen to the first place winners. They gave the
Yeah.
queen to
They mix it up.
yeah, to Hina. And I was like, oh good, okay, I don't have to complain about that. So I need to retract my statement about the idols. There are the what are they called?
The immunity idols. Yeah.
Immunity idols,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I had seen that and it did occur to me a little bit like, oh, that's interesting that they are doing the, male idol and the female idol, but it is interesting that they switch it. But, Amy, so when I was getting ready to talk to you today, I like to like dial up some of like like, do some research on these podcasts before I talk to a guest. And so I had rewatched the beginning of Survivor Vanuatu, and they separated the men and the women. And Jeff says, "Okay, we are experiencing this other culture, and they're going to do some things that you may like, and they're going to do some things that disgust you." And they really celebrated the men, and they ignored the women, and you were annoyed about that, and it was something that created tension on the show.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, we had to sit on the ground, even when we won the reward of going to stay the night with the tribe. I was so excited. It was beautiful. I got to hang out with the women, but we weren't allowed to drink kava. We had to go into the forest in this secret place and have stones around us because we were women drinking kava. We couldn't
How is
smoke,
that
which I,
kava, by the way?
oh my God, it's like no other kava I've ever had because I've had kava since then that you go to the like bar and get. No,
Yeah,
nothing, nothing. You saw what happened to Chad.
I saw. Yeah.
That stuff was like, woo, the next level. Like
But
that was
can
next
I just
level.
ask, I'm so curious. Is it like you're drunk? Is it like that you're like, is it like a hallucinogen?
Not like it's like a happy pill. I don't know, like, because I
Hmm.
don't do like chemical drugs. Um, so I don't know what to compare it to. It's like this uplifting happiness
Hmm.
and being drunk all at the same time.
Okay.
So it was like just joy magnified and being tipsy. It
Yeah.
was, and they didn't just have us drink one. I don't think they showed us. They're like, "Oh, you only are in Vanuatu once. Drink two." And we're like, "Okay, that
YOLO.
sounds like a great idea." So exactly.
Yeah.
So we did it, and it was and during that time, we had to stay with the women in the kitchen and sit on the floor and do all of that while the boys got to go do whatever they were doing, which was, I'm sure, super cool, like skydiving and stuff. I don't know. So the Eliza and I were sitting in the kitchen like hut house, and while we're in this kava state, the women asked, "Would you stay with us forever?" Because I had that young girl translating for me next to me. She was the only one that spoke English. And literally, I considered it. I'm like, should I leave this television show and should I stay here with these lovely people? And then I was like, oh no, they're super sexist. I will end up being some, no, 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 not doing it. Thank you. No, thank you.
Could you
No.
imagine though that somebody is on Survivor and then they end up going on a reward and like, you know what? I like it here so much. I'm gonna stay. I'm
Yeah.
not going back to the game. I'm gonna
I,
live
I,
here.
I considered it. Like for maybe 20 seconds, I was like, well, I could just stay here. I
Hmm.
could just stay here. And then I was like, no, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Yeah. But you did, in a way, end up going and living off the grid and sort of like unplugging from all of this. Was any of that decision sort of like born out of the experience of going away to Survivor?
100%. Doing Survivor, I realized how little I need, how little stuff I need, how little buying and consuming. And I like growing and
Hmm.
nurturing and listening to the birds and waking. Like I literally have to go outside, walk up into a cow pasture, sit on the side of a hill with a bunch of cows around me to get internet. And I love it. Like I'm taking my mom back with me, so I'm not going to be in that same situation going back to New Zealand. But it was beautiful. Like I have a long drop. I don't have a flushing toilet, but it's
I don't know.
stunning. I
Can you,
live in
what
this
is a long
gorgeous,
drop?
it's a big hole in the ground where your pee and poo drops really long down and you
Sage
put sod.
would love it.
I know. I love
Hmm.
Sage. Sage can come visit me anytime she wants.
Hmm. You should be
Um,
fascinated.
yeah, but it's spectacular and you compost your toilets and yeah, Survivor definitely changed that for me.
No, you're so
The,
right. You're so right. Because listen, I myself, think about like, okay, I have to have all of these things, and then you have to do all of this other stuff to keep the things, and then oh wait, what if somebody's trying to take your things? So you got to do more and more stuff. And it's like, to what end, Amy?
yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think the best way to like resist the system is stop consuming. Like let go of the stuff and like don't buy any more clothes, don't buy any more things. I'll have this until I'm 90. I'll probably wear it. You
Yeah,
probably do an interview with me 90 and I'll be wearing this.
I could do it. I think I could do it. The problem, I can't convince my wife to do it.
Again, let me
This is
talk
the
to your
challenge.
wife.
All right,
Let me
let's talk.
talk to your
Let's
wife.
schedule like a Zoom, and you could talk to her. Like, hey,
I would love
like,
that.
do you need all these packages?
No, you don't.
No, we don't. We don't.
No, no,
But
it's
I
more stuff.
digress. Right.
It's more stuff and more landfill and more. And I hate sounding like the granola hippie chick because that's not really me. It's just like, what do you really need?
Hmm.
Survivor taught me you don't need a lot. You need good people. You need a roof
Yeah.
over your head, a nice place to sleep, and good food. And that's really all you need.
Not to harp on this too much, do you feel like that the players who do this 26-day experience, do you feel like that they get that same takeaway that you got from going out and having the longer experience?
I don't know. I think it's the person because I feel like you could go out for 10 days and get that experience. I
Hmm.
think it's all what the person is open to receiving from the experience because you can get so much from this experience. The how meaningful relationships are, how important relationships are, the things that you actually do and don't need, what is important in life. Like you can either be oblivious to it or you can really take it in and be like, gosh, do I need all of these things? Like there's so many different lessons you can get from Survivor. It's just
Yeah.
how open you are to receiving those lessons.
In addition to the speed, also, there's just not a lot of downtime. And I wonder if also that you get that from the experience when it's just go, 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 challenge, tribal council, every other
So
day.
what is it every other day that they have to
So,
have?
yeah, I think so. I think that the schedule is basically instead of where for us it was basically like every 3 days you would have a tribal council. I think that a lot of that gets consolidated to every other day. And then I think even in the post merge, there's a lot of times where it's like you have a tribal council like back to back days.
Yeah. No, definitely. That's a huge difference because those days off when we got to connect and know that we had a day off, those were the days we explored. We learned how to spearfish. We like went on adventures together. We really bonded. And I think that's something that when you're playing the game, when you're doing the challenges, when you're at tribal council, you don't have that freedom, that 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 special time to really connect with each other because you're not strategizing during that time. You're really getting to know each other and looking for food and building a better shelter and just spending time together, telling story. Yeah, I think they're missing out huge not having that day off.
Yeah. Speaking of finding food, I'm reminded of when Savannah found the crab and Shannon wanted to thank the crab for its life on the island. What did you think of that?
Rock on, why not? I thought it was great. Go girl, she cracks me up. She cracks me up. She's bringing a little spice to the whole thing and
Hmm.
like, she's giving people things to think about. Good for her. Like we should. Back in the day, that's what you did. If you were living in an actual tribe on any continent, that pretty much that's what they do. They honor the animal's life, and there's no reason that we shouldn't do that. I think it's great. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
And I love that it challenges some people's like their thought process. Most people have never killed an animal and eaten it ever in their entire life. Like some kids don't even actually know where hamburger comes from. So, yeah, why not? I thought it was great.
Okay. Let me know, Amy. I know you're typically off the grid, but were the Survivor producers able to contact you when they were making a lot of phone calls to people about who might come back for Survivor 50 in the hands of the fans?
Yeah, no, nobody called me. They could have gotten a hold of me with email for sure. They have
Yes.
my same email I had from the first time I did Survivor. So they could have emailed me. They
Yeah.
didn't. I mean, I saw on Facebook that somebody nominated me for like top 50 maybe, which that was a huge honor, but I'm sure it was just a fan or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But why not call you? I mean, if they're looking for people from the old school, people who could still do it,
Oh my
people
God.
who, you'd want to see that maybe that either they haven't played, five times, no shade to anybody. But
Yeah,
why wouldn't they call you?
I don't know. Well, I still think there's a little like friction between Jeff and I because of Julie.
Hmm.
Because Julie's one of my best friends, and right when I did fans versus favorite, I could feel favorites. I could feel a little friction between he and I because they had just broken up, and Julie is like my love.
She's the
Um,
best.
she is the best. She's the
Yeah.
most gorgeous. Like, oh, I love her. I love so many of my castmates, but yeah, Julie's top deck. Um, yeah, I think there's just a little bit of that
Hmm.
that's in there. And I didn't play my hardest. I had a hard time with fans versus favorites. I was in a unstable place and I should have been more vocal about that. I would love to play again, especially after watching the Australian Survivor.
Yeah.
I was so fired up after that. I was like, "Oh my God, get me back on this show. I am going to nail it this time." I'm like much more mature player, have so many more ideas, understand the game so much more, and oh, I would love to be back on.
Well, maybe that could be an avenue of if they do another Australian Survivor versus the world.
Yeah, or if they just do an Australian Survivor, because me being in New Zealand makes me that much closer to Australia. And
Right.
I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna send them a little if you by chance want another player to pop
Hmm.
in because they've had Russell,
They've had
they've
Russell,
had
Sandra.
Sari, yeah, Sari, Sandra,
Hmm.
Sandra's daughter go and play
Sandra's
as
daughter's
well?
played twice.
Yeah, in Australia, I mean.
Yeah, she's played.
Yeah, oh, she played twice in Australia,
Yeah,
and then Parvati. It's like, well, I'm pick me next. I'll go, and I have tons of relatives in Australia, so it just makes sense. In
yeah.
fact, my great grandmother, great grandmother, was the first white woman born in Western Australia to not a criminal. So I've got history. There's a
Wow.
Cusack Street in Western Australia and a Cusack Cottage on Rottnest Island. I mean, I am a perfect candidate
Hmm.
for
Yeah.
Australian Survivor.
Look, you have my vote.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah. That would be very fun to have you come back.
I would love it. Either American or Australia. I would definitely play again.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, that's a
tomorrow.
shame that they would not call you for this, but I guess there are other avenues because I feel like that it was a success what they did with Australian Survivor versus the World.
Yeah, oh, I thought it was great. I wish it would have been a longer season. It
Hmm.
was kind of a bummer that it's like, oh, here, we're going to put you on fast forward. I would have liked to seen a long, drawn out
Yeah.
Survivor, but when you're playing with the best in the world, they can be a little bit prissy and say, no, I don't have time for
Yeah.
59 days or whatever.
So, Amy, what did you think of the cast they did put together for Survivor 50?
It's interesting, I guess. Hey, it's interesting. There's so
Yeah.
many players now. We have over 600
I
players,
think I heard Jeff
over
say
700.
751 recently.
Yeah. So, I mean, to pick out of 751 players, that's a tough job.
It is a tough job.
I wish it would have been more players that haven't played 5 and 6 times. Like
Hmm.
that would have been nice to see a little bit broader
Yeah. Or
scope
I would
of
say also maybe not as many that played so recently.
yeah,
Like maybe there's a
same,
middle ground.
same. Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, so let me ask you about okay, so I'm trying to think who are the people that you have a connection to who played in Survivor 50 who we're gonna see next year. So obviously Sari that we
Mm-hmm.
mentioned,
Yep.
and she's gonna be back again.
Ozzy.
Ozzy. Now I feel like that fans versus favorites like ended on a that there was definitely a lot there with you and Ozzy, but I would imagine that you're on good terms with Ozzy after
Oh, I
that.
love Ozzy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like my little brother for sure. But yeah, he still apologizes to me. He still to
Yes.
this day apologizes. I am so sorry I voted you out. I'm so sorry. And yeah, but I love him. We talk every now and again and yeah, there's no shade for Ozzy.
You're
I
looking
wish he
forward
was
to
a
watching
better
him.
yeah, I just wish he was a better strategist. He's just more like he's actually Tarzan with barely any strategy. He's just fun to watch. Like he was fun to play with. He and I would go out into the ocean and go diving. Like we got a clam that was this big together and we had to take out the floaty that was on the boat, the lifesaver. And he and I had to push it down underwater underneath this clam to get it up and bring it out because it was so big. And we just went on a lot of adventures together, which I
Yeah.
love. Playing with him is fun because he's such an adventurer, but strategizing, he's not.
Yeah. And you two had such a close relationship in fans versus favorites. Did you know each other before you played on that season?
No, not that I remember. No,
Yeah.
I don't think so. No, but I just loved him. Like
Hmm.
I really loved he and James I really adored. Like I became much closer with both of them after the show.
Yeah. So I don't think there's nobody else that you played with who's in this season, right?
Ozzy, Sari, what?
Yeah.
There's Coach. Who else is playing? Coach.
From the so maybe
Yeah,
who do you
old.
know? Who do you know? So there's Coach, there's
Yeah.
Stephanie,
Yeah. Oh, I used to have
Colby.
the biggest I know Stephanie.
Yes.
And Colby, yes. I know them all, but played with only Sari and Ozzy, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Of that group, do you have any other rooting interests?
No, I kind of want to see because we've all grown up so much since then. I kind of want to see how everybody plays. I want
Hmm.
to see how they interact, how they treat each other. My favorites, I think, are gonna emerge after I see a few episodes,
Hmm.
which I'm gonna have to figure out how to watch in New Zealand.
Yeah. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll burn DVDs and send them to you.
I think there's easier ways of doing it,
We'll
honestly.
figure it out.
I
Um,
think there's easier ways.
there were rumors during the spring that they were going to bring back Amanda for Survivor 50. And
But where is
then
Amanda? Amanda's like disappeared
you
off
thought
the
you were
grid.
off the grid.
Yeah, no, at least I check in and update now and again. Amanda's just like completely gone. She's like,
Yeah.
poof.
She,
Yeah.
but it was the rumors were hot that Amanda was going to come back. And then all of a sudden it was like, no, Amanda's out, everybody.
Oh, well. Oh well.
Hmm.
Oh well. Oh well. I mean, she's such an undercover player anyway. She's such like a subtle, I mean, she's not that exciting to watch. I love her, don't get
Hmm.
me wrong, and she's a great player because she gets to the end, but to watch her is not. that exciting. She's fun to watch in challenges because she's really good at challenges.
Hmm.
But overall, her gameplay isn't that intriguing to watch because
Hmm.
it's more undercover.
Sometimes we forget things as Survivor fans, where, Kelly Wigglesworth was somebody who she played in season one, and then they brought her back in Survivor Second Chances. And we said, okay, well, this is going to be, we haven't seen her. And like, well, then maybe this is going to be, she now is going to be different. And then, it turns out maybe then people, it's not that different.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's kind of my downfall in fans versus favorites is I almost played the same game and I almost had the same comments and the same it just I mean, I didn't play the same game because I didn't have the same setup as I did before, but it was like a lot of my comments were the same and I didn't really switch it up that much, so I get it. Um, I think now it's a whole different story. It's so much longer down the road, and I've watched so many seasons and episodes, and that I would definitely play different. It's like you would hope people would play differently, but I don't think Ozzy's going to play. I think a lot of them are going to have very similar
Mhm.
games. Yeah.
You know, I too came back to Survivor for a second time, and it didn't, you've watched it recently.
Yeah.
And it did not go great for me in the second time. And I have done a lot of soul searching over the years of like, what could I have done anything different? Do you have that also? Do you feel like that you think a lot about the second time?
Definitely. Definitely. The second time, well, there was a lot of things that were out of my hands the second time, like fair play quitting. That was really out of my hands. The tribe swap,
Yeah,
how we got swapped up, that was out of my hands. Um, but I should have played differently. Yeah, of course, we all think about it. We
yeah.
all are like, what if, what
Do
if?
you think about the second time more than the first time in terms
And
of
no,
like,
because the first time I should have just stuck to my guns and I would have at least been in the final three.
yeah,
Probably the final two. The first one, it just is like I stopped telling people that I was voting them out. I
hmm,
stopped. Production was like, Amy, you need to stop telling people you're voting them out. And I'm sure they hate me for saying this, but they said stop doing it. You're ruining the show. And I'm like, but that's my game. That's how people trust
yeah.
me is I tell everyone. And with the Eliza vote, I didn't tell her because they said you have to stop. And that's what nabbed me. And it's like, God, if I would have just talked to her, she'd have been like, Amy, no, you can't do that. Because they're telling me this, and she would have spilled the beans, but she didn't because she got scared.
Okay, and
And
that's so interesting. So if you would have told her, then she would have talked you out
a
of
hundred
doing what?
percent.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Because
Like,
she would have been like, Scout and Twyla are sitting here telling me we're going to vote out Leanne. She would have told me.
mhm,
And when we won the reward right after that, we're laying in bed and she's like, I wish there was some way I could save you now, but it's too late. It's too late. We messed it up.
mhm,
Because it would have been way more fun to have Eliza, Leanne, Julie, and I as the final four. That would have been great.
mhm.
But it didn't happen that way because I stopped. I told every single person before that I was voting them out. I sat down and I was like, I didn't say I was voting them out. I said, I'm voting for you. I don't know what everybody else is doing. Who knows? I'm not in control of what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't in control, but I was very suggestive and I just made sense. Like I made sense why this person should be the next person to go. Like they said, "Oh, I hate being here." Or, "Oh, I'm so tired of sleeping on the ground." Well, I'm not tired of sleeping on the ground. Are you tired of sleeping on the ground? No. Let's keep playing and get rid of the person that's tired of sleeping on the ground. It was just easy.
Yeah. And
So, yeah.
so you tell the person who is going home, and in a way, you sort of like take the sting off of that they are going to now feel betrayed. In a way, it's kind of like good jury management.
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, some of them really didn't like that I was saying I'm voting for you, and then a lot of other people voted for them, and then they were gone. Like Rory was just really upset about that. He like he wanted to burn the camp down.
Hmm.
But I think the new age way of playing is different because the second you tell someone, "Hey, I'm voting for you," they go full guns blazing, like, "No, I'm gonna find a way and get you out." And that's where Parvati's magic is when people said, "Hey, we're going to vote for you," Parv had like I have a whole new respect for her after Australia. She would take that and fuel the fire, and then next minute, whoever said we're going to vote you out, they were the person going home. So she had this magic wand that was like, by the way, you said you're voting me out. Bing, bing.
Hmm.
No, you will be gone now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my strategy and it worked, but I don't know if it worked today.
Yeah, and also in the US Survivor in the new era that they have the shot in the dark. So now you have to blindside people or they're going to play their shot in the dark. And then what's going to happen if they hit it? And
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
scrambles. Everybody
true.
goes crazy.
Which is why these little things are not as much
Hmm.
fun because
Yeah.
you can, I mean, I guess it's more what's going to happen. I don't know. The shot in the dark could work, and that's exciting, but it's not
Hmm.
exciting when you're playing the game.
You
And
mentioned you watched the last season and that you were a fan of Stephanie. Brandon said that you and Stephanie are friends. How did you two connect?
oh, this is a cute story. I just think she's adorable. I was so excited for her to play, and I was so excited to watch her. And so after the whole game was over, they were auctioning off phone calls with past survivors. And I was like watching Stephanie's phone call, and I've done how many of those? And nobody had bid on her phone call. I'm like, ah, you guys are idiots. So I bid on her phone call, and then I got to talk to her. Like I won her phone call, and I got to talk to her and connect with her. And she was like, she was so cute. She was so excited that it
Yeah.
was me, and I was so excited to talk to her. It was like we were fangirling over each
I'm a
other.
big Stephanie Berger fan too, but you just from the one episode of the show,
Yeah.
you really just felt like, okay, that was my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bid on her.
Yeah. Well, and I felt for her not having anyone bid on her call. I was like, well, that stinks. Nobody wants to be nobody wants to be left out. So, and I'd watched her. Like I love her
Wow.
style. I love her energy. Like you said, my aura, like I just loved what she presented. She just seemed like a really fun,
What a
loving,
treat.
good
I mean, could you
person.
imagine that you are a Survivor contestant, nobody bids on your phone call, and then like a heralded member of the Survivor alumni is like watching the bids and wins. It's like a movie.
Rob, I love you. I love you. You're like, I'm gonna feel so good after we get off this call because you make me feel like, yeah, I
Hey,
mean, yeah.
you should feel that way.
Aw, stop it.
Yeah. And really, I can't believe that they didn't call you for 50.
I know, I wish they would, but would have bet. That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
Life is amazing. I got so much going on
I
that,
know, I know. It's just that they called so many people.
oh God, don't rub it in. I didn't know
I don't
that.
know. That's why I'm mad.
Did they
Yeah.
call you?
They did call me. Yes.
And
I
what'd they
was not
say?
on Survivor 50.
What did you make it far?
I guess I made it as far as like a bunch of people that got not picked.
No. Well, you made it a lot further than me. Congratulations.
Yeah. No, it's as you said, it's a hard decision for them to make. And it was uh I was I was excited to go, but then I was also excited to not go.
Really?
You know what? It's a lot to go and do all that, and it just would have been, I think, a very complicated thing in my life to have gone and to have done that. And I'll tell you, I would have really struggled with if I did not do well. I think it would have been very hard for me to get if I went and it was a disaster. I think that that would have been very painful for me.
Well, as long as you're not the first person voted out,
Well, what if I was though?
then that would be
That would be
horrible. You'd
very
have to wear a
painful.
bag on your head for
It's
the
like
rest
I
of your
have this
life.
nice thing, and then it's like, okay, and actually this would be become like extremely painful for me to do this thing that I enjoy.
Yeah.
And it would have been like very exciting to go and play the show for me, but it also like came with like some major potential downsides.
Yeah, but that's life,
That
babe.
is that is
That's
life.
life.
That is life. But like, was I gonna win? It would have been
Maybe.
me. I don't think so.
You're
But
pretty charming and you're wiser and
I am.
like,
I don't know. I don't think anybody lets me get that close to the end. So I don't know. It would have been fun to do it, but I was also like, I am blessed. I have a good gig. Like I was happy to go and I got to go do a different thing.
yes. Yeah, what different thing?
Well, I went to Scotland this summer.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's
Yeah,
exciting. I
I
did
know.
not know that.
Yes. So yeah, so I was
That's exciting.
everything works out.
Oh my God, I love that. Oh, I'm
Hmm.
so excited. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, yeah, I wish I could have done it for sure. I would have done it in a heartbeat, and I would have loved anything except for being voted out first. But then being voted out first, you get a fun vacation and you get paid. No, I would hate to be voted out first, no matter what. No, that
Hmm.
would wreck
It's a
my
hard pill to
soul.
swallow, and Nicole had it this season, and the my heart always goes out to the person who's the
First
first one.
person, it's like you have that stigma for the rest of your life. Poor Brooke, he will
Hmm.
forever be the first voted out on
Yes.
Vanuatu, and it like crushed his soul because he was the biggest fan. Oh, I have a question for you. Do you
Yes.
have a favorite going into 50? Do you have somebody that you're like, I really want this person to win?
I would say, so I'll be biased that the person who's my, friend who's on it is Christian Hubicki.
Yeah. And so do you want your friend to win? Is that like
Yeah, I would love
obvious?
for my friend to win. But I hope more than anything, I hope he has a good experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not the type of thing where he's like, you know what, F this show. I freaking hate it now. Like I even for the person, all the people that go and do it. I just hope that because I find I think it's very sad when people go and either whether it's the first time or the second time that they love Survivor and then they have a very negative experience and then they hate it. And I think that part of me was a little scared that I did not want that to happen to me, where
Yeah.
I go and I have this thing that's given me so much that I love so much. And I think I would have had like I really like I would have gone if they said go, but and I was worried about being out early, but I just find it so sad when there's people who love this thing and then it turns to something that's painful for them.
Yeah. No, I get that. But yeah, I get that. Because some people don't have mm, uh, perspective enough to be like, it's not
Yeah.
about me. It's about the whole thing. And I'm part of the whole thing. And how lucky and how beautiful to be part of the whole thing. Like, that is such a great experience. And the amount of connections of really beautiful people I've gotten from the show.
Yeah.
Like some of my best friends in the world. Like I'm going to stay with Mikey B before I go back to New Zealand. I
How
do
is
it
Mikey
every
B?
year. I love that guy so much. He's doing Watertown Whiskey Kid. He's out there working hard.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm gonna retire
And
soon.
he's a
Don't worry
great
about it.
dad.
Oh my God, he's a beauty. His kids are gorgeous. I get to stay with his kids too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have him and his kids for 2 days. My mom's coming. And I'm gonna see Leanne while I'm there. She's gonna
Oh,
come and
nice.
hang out. It's just like hopefully you'll see Abby. Just like whoever's there. If Aris is there, I'd love to see him. It's just
Abby Maria?
yeah. And it's
Okay.
just like the relationships. Well, wherever you go, you have a friend. Like Benry came over and we had coffee together this morning
Wow.
and just
Because
talking
he's
about,
in Denver. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And we always connect when I come here. And it's just like living in New Zealand, any survivor that comes to New Zealand, anyone out there that comes to New Zealand, you can call me and I will show you my little island. I took Benry out, Sabrina, like I've taken so many survivors out on adventures. Eliza, Julie, Leanne, Mikey B, like so many survivors have come to see me on the island. Some of them I didn't know before they came. Allie came to see me. It's just
Which alley?
Allie who works for CBS now.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so it's just been being part of the survivor family, whether you're mad about it or not, is such a
Hmm.
beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful thing. I can't say it enough. That even the people that work for Survivor, I've like
Hmm.
stayed friends with and still have conversations with. I love it.
That's the right perspective. I just have seen so many people that they love the show. It's their dream to be on the show. And then when that dream does not go the way that they want, they become like very jaded towards the show. And, I always feel like it's sad.
They only have themselves to blame because it's expectations. If you expect
The
nothing,
thief of joy.
yes, yes. If you expect nothing, every part of the experience is beautiful. Even getting voted off, because I've been both. I've been voted off jury, I've been voted off vacation. And to get to experience both sides of that, like it's so exciting So I mean, I hate to be positive Penny, but I don't hate to be positive Penny. Like
No,
the second you
people
have
need
an
to hear
expect,
this.
yeah, the second you have an expectation, like my survivor experience is going to be, well, then you've already set yourself up because life is never what you expect it to be. Things change all the time, and if you're excited about the change, then you continue to find that joy. The second you have an expectation and it falls short, then what a boring way to spend life being upset. No thanks. No thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
Yeah, it's life.
Yeah,
I mean, not to say I don't get down now and again, of course,
sure.
but why add extra to what life is going to give you anyways by expecting?
But sometimes we all could use the reminder.
Yeah,
And I'm sure
definitely.
there's somebody who's listening to the podcast that might be saying to themselves, you know what? Okay, Amy's right. This isn't so bad.
No. No, God, think about what's really whew, whew. Yeah, what's really going on out there.
Hmm.
We are living our best lives here, you know? Like we're really lucky to have the things that we do and the people around us that we do and the privilege of having a grocery store to go to and
Getting to
all the
talk
things.
about game shows.
Yes, like
Hmm.
seriously. Exactly. You get it, Rob.
Yeah, that should be the worst thing to happen to lose on a game show.
Exactly.
I didn't get to win $1 million on TV. Yeah. Um, well, Amy, this is such a delight to catch up. Anything else fun that you're doing in your real life that you want to talk about?
Oh gosh. I think just going back to New Zealand, I'm really loving being part of the community that I'm in on Waiheke Island. I want to start doing some fundraisers and I want to get some money together to get an ultrasound on our little island. I mean, we don't have a hospital. We don't have
Yeah.
a doctor. We have like no 24-hour service. You have to call a doctor at home and they have to come in, or you have to call a helicopter and get flown over to Auckland. But so I'm going to do some fundraisers and work with kids and yeah, just live my best life over there. Just do what I can to be part of the community.
How did you land in the community that you're in? Like, how did
Um,
you pick that spot?
I didn't pick that spot. That spot picked me. I was in the craft beer industry, which is
Yeah.
funny because I'm allergic to beer, but I love service. I love taking care of people and laughing with people. And the beer industry, the craft beer industry, was part of that. And I got brought over there to run a little place called The Cove that was right on the beach. And it's craft beer and like a family place. And I had a year contract to work on Waiheke Island. So they flew me over there and I worked for my year and I ended up doing really well for the business, had a great time. And then I fell in love and then I got married and then I stayed. And then I've been there 10 years now. It's been 10 years
Yeah.
I've been living in New Zealand.
And your wife is a local from there?
Well, my wife and I are separated
Okay.
and we've been separated for 2 years, but I still adore her. Yeah, she's Maori. And so I got to do a lot of work with Indigenous kids, both from America and from New Zealand. We did a lot of exchange programs. She is amazing. Bianca is just an amazing human being. She does a lot of work with youth. So we got to do, like, imagine me in the outdoors for 5 days, 4 days, 3 days, 2 days with kids from 12 to 18, teaching them how to camp, teaching them how to build fires, teaching them how to be responsible in nature, teaching them how to appreciate what's around them and not make it about them, like sit in silence in the forest and realize we're in their house, not the other way around. And I got to do that for so many years. I got to take kids out backpacking and I got to bring kids from America and take them around to different marae in New Zealand to be with Maori there and experience the culture of Maori, who are some of the most resistant to colonization in the world. Like they have the strongest political presence. They're just really strong, beautiful people. Like that culture, I have a lot of respect for the Maori culture, and I got to see the inside of it and be silent. Like imagine me, I would be in these groups in these meetings of young people from America and the Maori people, and I'd be the only white person there, and I would just sit in silence. Sometimes I would have to go out the door and bawl my eyes out because they're talking about colonization, and I'm like, oh. How's my people? That was me. But really taking it in and learning from it and learning how to be respectful of other cultures, it's been the best experience. I think it's really grown me as a person.
Did you have all this outdoors experience prior to Survivor, or did you get a love of it after you did Survivor?
I think I owe a lot of it to Survivor. When I came back from Vanuatu, I couldn't sleep in this house. I was living in this house. I couldn't sleep in the house. And I had a volleyball pit that was like a homemade volleyball pit. I brought in 4 tons of sand before I left. And I couldn't sleep in the house. So I built a campfire out in the volleyball pit in the backyard. And I slept outside for 3 weeks
Yeah,
because I couldn't sleep in walls. I couldn't, it was too confining and too much. So I owe a lot of my love of outdoors to Survivor because I think I'm more like Scout now in that I could be the firekeeper and the builder and all of that now, which is when I started, I just kind of watched her. So I think it's like flipped.
yeah.
And my love of the outdoors is intensified so much. Moving to the Caribbean, I started free diving every day. Every day I was going out and underwater. And when the second I moved to New Zealand, I got all of my spear. I got a Hawaiian sling. I got all my gear. Like I'm going out. I'm going to be underwater. I now go and collect kenna. That's how my wife really fell in love with me is collecting sea urchins. She saw this white girl dive down and come up with bare hands with sea urchins in my hand, and she's like, "Oh my gosh." And I would go down and collect two or three. It wasn't just like bringing up one, like, oh, look what I was like part of. Yeah, it was,
Yeah,
yes, it
that's
had a big,
amazing that you absorbed that experience because, Amy, I have to be honest with you. I got like nothing out of it. Like I was there for like 38 days and like I have like no skills whatsoever.
well, the skills came later. To be fair, the skills came later because I kept doing it. So don't be too hard on yourself. I didn't get all
I,
that
you know,
on Survivor.
I feel like did I level up in any like ability? I don't think so.
I don't believe that. I think you probably have some skills that you didn't.
There's nothing related to Survivor. I don't know.
No.
You
Oh
know,
well, go
maybe
play
maybe
again.
like talking to the camera, I got better by the end, but like out in terms of like living in the outdoors, like very little.
Yeah.
But
Go
that's
play again. Go play
but I'm
again.
so in awe of people that like that they really like they got it. Like that's incredible. And maybe that's
Well,
what I like if I did go back, maybe that would be me.
and it helped it like really helped having Ozzy there because
Hmm.
we were playing. Like we would go out and play together. And playing was diving and playing was climbing trees and playing was adventuring. So it also depends on who you're with. Because if you're with prissy people that don't like to get dirty and don't like bugs and don't like spiders and don't like, then all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, me neither. I don't like that either.
Hmm.
But when you're with people that are like adventurous and love being in the outdoors, you're like, oh wait, this is fun. Like we're playing.
Maybe
This
that's
is
my problem. There were too many prissy people that were around.
Yeah, it wasn't you, it was them.
It's them. Yeah.
Let's go play together. Let's go. Oh my
Let's
God, can you
go. Let's
imagine? I
go.
would love playing with you.
Good.
But I would have a false sense of trust with you because of like our connection just normally.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Why do
would.
you think it would be false?
Because I don't know. I've also seen you play and you're kind of devious a bit.
You know, well, look, you could say that, but I feel like that I am always looking to just find my people. Like
Yeah.
I felt like that in my season, I really was looking to like lock in with somebody, and I never like I thought it was gonna be Alex, and I thought it was gonna be Dina, and I thought it was gonna be Matt, and I just felt like that. I really wanted to have like a ride or die, and then they kept like having other ideas. Like, no, 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 why are you doing that?
I think we would lock in. But the thing is would we lock in like Jake? Oh my God, that was so funny. But I honestly, I think you and I think no, I know I would want you to be one of my numero unos
Okay,
for
you're
sure.
not just
Yeah.
saying this, Amy,
No, you know how
because
I play. I'm
okay,
like,
yeah,
but who knows? I might switch up my gameplay.
because I am very susceptible to flattery.
Me too. And you've been doing it this whole
But
podcast,
yeah,
so
no,
I'm
but I
in.
really I have a lot of reverence for everything that you did as a player, and I
Thank you.
always, whenever I talk about your season, I try to give you a ton of credit because It was just a really great game that you played, and uh, always just remember, just feel like being starstruck when I saw you at that finale. And it was a crazy night, and Johnny Fairplay got kicked out of the
I almost
finale.
killed him that night. Do you know that I almost killed him?
Well, I feel
Because
like that are you two still friendly? Are you still close?
so I hated his guts, like hated him
Yes.
more than anything. But then he stopped like doing drugs and stopped doing all this stuff right before we
He
did
can be
fans versus
charming. Yes.
favorites, and he had changed quite a bit. And I was prepared to hate him, but then I ended up really liking him. And then I went on our little vacation together, and he was a hot mess, but he was a fun hot mess, and he was a funny hot mess. And
Hmm.
then we went to Japan together, had a blast with him. And no, I'm still whenever I hang out with Mikey B, we call Fair Play and we talk and how are you? And like big props to Fair Play. He's like he's his own biggest fan and I'll stand in line to be his fan as well. I love Fair Play.
Yeah.
He really is a creature of his own making and I appreciate him.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Amy, if you end up putting together that fundraiser or any of the other things that you get going, come back anytime. Tell people about what you're
Oh,
doing.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
This was
you.
so nice to get to catch up today.
Definitely, same. It's nice. We have to, with or without the podcast, we should catch up now and again. It's really nice to talk to you.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
I would love that. And maybe, who knows, maybe I'll be coming by New Zealand sometime.
Bring your wife and I'll help her with her like
She would love it.
gorgeousness.
She would
Yeah.
love like any kind of like she I think is looking for more adventures.
Yes. Oh well, hello. Then
Hmm.
when Benry came, the guy had no idea what he was in for. I literally took him on a wild adventure. We ended up staying out all night. I took him to see glowworms. I took him to see bioluminescence. We snuck into a party that wasn't happening, stole a case of beer, went for hikes throughout the night. We had
Oh my
so much fun.
God.
We had so much fun. And it was like, and then he lost his shoes in all the adventure. He
Oh,
had
was
to,
it Jake?
it was Jake that, but
The
he ended
shoe
up having to
bandit.
get back on the ferry with no shoes, no sleep. He's like, it's the best night ever. He was just talking about it this morning. He's like, that was the best night ever. I just had so much fun that night.
I gotta be
Yeah.
honest, I couldn't
So
handle that night, Amy.
yes, you could. I would give you the energy and you'd be like, this is no, you would love it. I promise
Like I
you.
can, we'll go look for the worms. That's fine. But then
Bioluminescence?
we're gonna sneak into the party and steal six packs.
Yeah, it was fun. And with the only reason
You
we
know what?
took the beer is because the guy wasn't very nice. Had he been nice, then we would have not taken the beer, but
Paid
we just
for
did
it,
it out of,
right?
yeah,
You
don't
know
be
what?
mean.
But you know what? Maybe you get me drinking kava, and who knows what happens?
Exactly.
Who
You
knows?
might end up staying on the island and never going back to
I
civilization.
might never go back. Yeah, that's right. Give up all the things.
Yep, all the things. We don't need
Yeah.
the things.
Okay. All right. Well, Amy, thank you so much. Thanks everybody so much for joining us for this one. I'm sure anybody who made it this far enjoyed it. We've got so much more coming back up. We do the live shows, Amy, that it's a whole thing. We are going to be in New York on Wednesday night, and we're going to have like 800 people together to watch episode 3 of Survivor 49.
Oh, I wish I could be there. And Annie's coming to Denver. Just a shout out to Annie.
Oh,
She's doing a watch party here in Denver that I'm gonna miss because I'm gonna be in LA. But yeah, she's doing that. But have so much fun. It's such a different energy and such a different vibe when you're watching with a big group of
yeah.
people that are super fans.
What do you think of all these watch parties? Like this is new, right? Like that never used to happen way back when.
I know I had watch parties.
Oh, maybe you had a lot
For
of friends.
for every episode I had a watch party. No, they're great. Well, I
Well, now
think the
you watch
most
with strangers. Now it's like people have
yeah,
get-togethers
that's
and
fine.
yeah,
Well, the only thing that's important with a watch party is that you can see and hear
here.
the show. Because if you can't hear it, I'm not going. I'm here to watch the show. I'm here to be with you people as well. But number one, if I'm going to watch the show, I want to see and hear. Don't talk. Don't talk to
Hmm.
me while it's on. I want to focus on what's going on and what the game plays are. And like, yeah, don't mess with me while the show's on.
Yeah.
Just shush.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how you know a real Survivor fan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Amy, thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Have a good one. Bye. This is RHAP. We know reality TV.